Here's a tip for all my fellow ADHD witches out there. So, you know how when you decide that you want to do a certain spell that you hadn't prepared for or anything because you can't really prepare for things because setting a day and a time to do a spell by yourself just seems silly. So you may as well either do it in the moment or you're never going to do it at all. So if you have an ingredient that really should have been steeping for a couple of weeks before you do it at least, etc., etc. You get the point. You don't get to put it in there, so you feel like you're not doing as good of a job or putting as many ingredients in and making it as potent as you possibly can. Well, introducing the concept, I guess, of pre-making waters and oils and things like that whenever you have the energy and with the intent of them steeping. Let me show you what I mean. So when I was a baby witch, I learned about the concept of war water. Now at the time, I didn't have anyone to hex. Well, really I did, but I was too scared to do any of that. But I knew I wanted something. A crow. So sorry for the interruption. I don't know if you can see him, but there's the little crow that just landed right there. He's on the other side of the pole. How cool. Anyways, I knew I was going to want to have this ingredient for some point when at some point in the future, I was going to need to make a really strong curse or hex or something to protect myself or get somebody the fuck out of my life or just add a little bit of extra spice, but I didn't have a reason to use it. So why would I make it? But then I decided if I make it now, who knows how long it's going to get to steep in its own shit and I'll forget it exists until I need it. So I grabbed an empty bottle of what was some kind of liquor. I think it was for rum. I can't even tell you what's in this thing. I genuinely don't remember. I didn't write it down. That was my mistake. But there's some shit in here. I remember a few things, obviously. I couldn't tell you the rest, but this is my war water. And you want to know how long I've fucking had it? This bitch has been steeping for about 7 years. I've only ever had to use it twice in my entire practice. And let me tell you, that shit worked way quicker, way more powerfully than I ever expected, than any other potion or spell or anything, especially spicy things that I've ever done. This shit, I just need a couple of drops. That's it. I mean, this is... When I tell you this thing has genuinely saved my life before, I'm not kidding. All I need is a few drops, a little sprinkle of it, and boom. You can use it in so many different ways. Do not wait for a time and a person to curse or hex to make your war water. Make it now. Let it sit in a dark corner until you forget about it, until you need to use it, and oh my God, you will not regret it.